Hey. Hey, tea sippers, baby. I just don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. It is entirely too much going on. Too much going on. And what had happened was, hold on. I last time, well, yeah, for the most part, last time we met, AunTeaFee was not feeling good by the eyes, right? I was not feeling good by the eyes. I had a attitude, and I ate some stuff I wasn't supposed to eat, baby, and that inflammation came back, and mucus came back in my eyes. But God, oh, but God, had a ram in the bush with these eye patches, baby. I mean to tell you, once I constantly kept cleaning my eyes and getting that film or mucus out of it. Hold on. Tried to come back with and resume. Oh, AunTeaFee, you just gonna Yeah, I am feeling better, Miss Tom, but baby, I don't know. I tried to come back and finish up some of that what that guy was breaking down with that military and what Candace had said yesterday. I fell asleep. I saw Mo 3, I'm gonna call him Lieutenant. Yeah, Duke had came through. Duke Pharaoh. He is one of the originals in the Mo 3 sector. And shout out to Mo 3. By the time I opened back up my eyes and saw Duke, hell, I was out of it. You hear me? And I just ended it. So I don't even know how far we got into that guy who had a lot of detail. But baby, when I tell you I woke up, I done missed the whole dang day. Do you hear me? What does what's his name? Gardo say? Gardo Poppy from Mo 3 say, you hear me, dear me? I had slept the whole dang day away. You would not believe what time I woke up. Heck, I saw Smokelahoma Unc. I could have sworn he said Friday. I said, wait a minute, it's Friday? I didn't know where I was. Hell, I didn't know what the day was. I kept saying, no. Do y'all know it was 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock when I woke up. I said, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. You needed that, baby. Listen. It was 2 o'clock. So I'm saying again, everybody who eyes are tired, who is tired, I mean, I guess you just don't know how far it takes you. But these little things right here, I am kind of swearing by. I really am swearing by these little things with these tired eyes. It was 2 o'clock. But needless to say, a whole bunch of shit has, and Mrs. Tom, please do not ask me, have I eaten? No. From 2 to, what is it, 6, almost 6 o'clock, I'm not eating. I have been planning on getting something to eat, ordering something to eat, whatever. It hasn't happened. 5 came up on me. 5:30 came up on me. And here we are. And most shit still happening. Well, you better eat, damn it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Lord. But look over here. Before I try to get something to eat real quick, baby, because listen, I ain't gonna even lie. So shout out to Duke for coming through last night. Well, early this morning. Uh Shout out to him. I'm glad you came through. I don't know what you was coming for. Uh, because Duke could get you. And I'm like, Lord, I hope wasn't nothing said or done. Cause Duke will get you. But shout out to Duke. I thank you for coming through. I just wanted to acknowledge that. I love to acknowledge my Mo three people when I see them coming through. And before I go in, speaking of Mo three, let me see. Let me see something real quick. Just had to pay a little homage to how it all really began for me, in all fairness. And thanking God for where he has brought me. You understand? You never get too big or big-headed that you can't pay homage. You understand? Hold on. I put something over here. Where is it? I know I sent it to myself. Where is it at? Come on, Mo3. Pop out, brother. Okay. You want to play? Y'all, please come in, hitting the like button. Please. It's 63 people in here in 6-7 minutes and only 9 likes. Please double tap and hit the like button. How dare you want me to go ahead and start and you ain't even hit the like button? Ooh, that's trifling. Who raised you? Huh? Who raised you? Where you get that from? Is it gone or something? Nope. Yeah. You wouldn't believe that he said even with his eyes closed, he can still find his weapon. Lord heaven knows you couldn't find it, because we know for one thing is for sure. If he could have gotten to his weapon, if he could have gotten to his weapon, look me in my eye. Look at me in my good eye. He for damn sure what the outcome would have been totally different. That's all we gonna say, and we gonna let justice do what it's supposed to do. But long live Mo 3. Come on, baby. Yeah. It just don't want to stop doing it. Yeah. So we gonna let the justice do what it's supposed to do and unfold what's it's supposed to unfold. And let me say this. Do not be surprised what all it may come out and it may not come out. But I will say this. It's all full circle. Believe that. From Mo 3 to Young Dolph. And maybe some before then. I don't know. I can only tell you about when I picked up on it. And how the dots began to connect for me. You understand? Yeah. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to park it. Justice for Mo 3. Long live Mo 3. For dang show. I ain't saying he was perfect. I ain't saying he didn't sling iron. I'm not saying none of that. Justice for Dolph. I ain't saying he was perfect. All I said, once I started digging into it, that there was some things that was probably going on behind the scenes, further deeper down into the industry, that they saw and probably did not want to be a part of. And it's something about rejecting. That rejection is a MF, find it. 2 independent artists refused to allow the industry, the machine that goes way, way up. All I know is the higher up to the higher up was going to lead to Trump. I knew that. Now, again, I didn't know how big the circle was. I just knew that it was full circle. I knew that there was drugs. I knew that there was guns. And mostly I knew that it was human trafficking involved. Nah, I know you ain't supposed to swear, but I promise to God, hope to die. I did not know the full extent of this human trafficking. It's major. When I say it's major, and I did not know that our politicians, I did not realize how deeply involved CIA. I just didn't. It never even crossed my mind. So, do I know everything? No, I don't. Do I know what I know? I know what I know. I know what I know. I know what I feel. And I know what I see. And sometimes what you think you see ain't what that is. And that's what's going on. That's what's unfolding now. I guess God's saying, girl, we need your eyes refreshed so that you can see what's really going on. So you can see what you ain't supposed to see, that they don't put before you, that really ain't what that is. You understand? Okay, let's go. I'm going to leave that alone. But this right here, they've been having impeachment votes. They've been having, on more than one. Oh, where's that other one that was funny? Oh, my God, it was funny. I said I was going to play it. Did I send it to myself? Oh, yes, I did. Lord have mercy. Now, this right here was funny. This right here was funny. This right here. They do things strange for a piece of change. There, look right here. Impeachment. So, yeah, it's cuffing season. They say forget snuggling season. Ooh, wait. Ooh. They say forget snuggle up, fat girl, fat boy season. It's cuffing season. It's impeachment season. It's get they dirty asses, all of them. All they dirty asses up out of here. We don't want to play that game no more. Shame on you. Shame on you. So as I was listening to stuff, trying to see, catch up somewhat of what's going on today with my sleeping ass. I just don't know. I don't think I ever did that. 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock? Y'all, why was I counting on my fingers? I know it was 3 something. When it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 10, 11 hours. Wow. So, as I was trying to get 2 is easy. In the PM? Oh, no. I got work to do. What you mean, Miss Tom? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. 2 in the morning? 2 in the afternoon? Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, okay. Well, it was 3 something, I think, when I finally fell off to sleep. I was trying to get that tea. You ain't playing no tonight, sister. You ain't playing no tonight. Okay. Now I ain't playing. Listen. Let's listen to this. Is this in Congress? Is this at a meeting? They screaming and hollering? You lied to me. You betrayed me. Wait, what? They just sitting there, he ain't hitting the gavel? Wait, what? Did he say I dare you? And they ain't moving. They ain't said a word. What in the world is going on? What? Wait, what? They ain't said a word. Look at bruh. Is that a bruh? That's a bruh. Look at him saying these white niggas. This white chocolate, y'all, you know, if this would have been some dark chocolate, you know, some milk chocolate, y'all have been in all type of uproars, hitting the stick in the gavel, huh? How y'all let this happen? You white chocolate folk, y'all, man, I'm telling you, and white chocolate is good sometimes, but hell, it ain't the best. Hell is wrong with you, and it's bad for you. You understand? That dark chocolate is good for you. But this bruh here, right here. Baby. He said, I'm taking notes. I am taking notes. Look at him. He said, Lord. He said, I ain't stopping shit. Let's hear this. Let's hear this. She's saying, what you say? He's saying, I knew it was coming. I knew this shit was coming. He's saying, how dare you? He's saying, carry on. Oh, well. Somebody needed this. And they saying, oh, shit. Somebody done read the notes. Somebody got that some intel. How did they get it? They saying, I ain't saying shit. Fuck them. Oh, Lord. Am I going to still have a job? She's saying, let us pray. Oh, Lord. What is going on up in here? Oh, Lord. If you don't fix it, it won't be done. If ever, ain't that song AunTeaFee be saying, we needed the Lord before. Hey, Beverly, we sure do need him now. Oh, Lord, who calling mommy? Someone has to be. Oh. Does this mean I'm gonna have to stay late? I gotta pick the kids up from school today. He over here saying these white chocolate ass niggas. And they say we acts a damn fool. She's saying, don't bring me up. Please don't mention me. Please don't mention me. She over here again now. She's saying, I told you it was coming. I told you it was coming. You didn't believe me. You're going to believe me one day. What did you say? What did you say? I know you lying. Hell, that look like Mary Trump. I know you lying. She's saying, You know how we do. I'm finna go before they see me. That's what this one right here is saying. Woo-wee, ooh-wee, let's go. I dare you.
Okay. Thank you. It's recognized. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, I just want to respond to a lot of what Secretary Noem has just testified to. And gentlemen, I have some comments that I hope you'll take back to the Secretary.
What she saying I dare you for? Where he said I dare. I dare you.
Okay. Thank you. It's recognized. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, y'all better get the lights
I
up.
just want to respond to a lot of what Secretary Noem has just testified to. And gentlemen, I have some comments that I hope you'll take back to the Secretary and to the Department.
Hey,
If
Zahara.
there's anything that is clear about
Z
what is going
Sarah.
on in this country, is that the rhetoric and fear that is happening is at an all-time escalated high. And
They high, right?
different
Hey,
aspects of it.
Denise.
Fear of law enforcement, fear of citizens, fear of people who are legally in this country.
Right?
Because it's the rhetoric that is happening from the very top that is being decimated down level, and that is really, really dangerous. And one of the things that the Secretary said was she is restoring the rule of law. That is absolutely not true. Because the rule of law is founded on two fundamental principles. That if you are going to be subject to a criminal arrest in this country, that there is probable cause to do so.
Right.
You can't just snatch somebody walking into a coffee shop because of the color of their skin.
A brother.
There's no probable cause for that.
Is that what we fighting over? Is that what we fighting over? Oh, okay. Well, hell, I get it. Is that what we found out? A U.S. citizen? That brother? Yeah, that got the tank. I got that too. Oh, y'all thought I was tripping. Y'all thought I'm slipping. Y'all thought, hell, because I slept the whole day away that I missed that. Oh, no. No, no, no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Is that what we talking about? Okay, well, hold your mule. Hold your mule, sweet sister. Sweet white chocolate sister. Yeah, hold your mule. Okay? We want to hear this. Well, let's see what we talking about. Let's go. Let's go.
I never expected to be standing in front of all these cameras and microphones. But what happened to me cannot stay quiet. What
Tell
happened
your
to me
story,
was
baby.
unjust, uncalled for. I was simply on my lunch break. I literally went downstairs from my building. I wasn't even outside for mere seconds before I seen a masked person running at me full speed. He tackled me, pushed me inside the restaurant, like as you can see in the video. I told him I'm a U.S. citizen. What is going on? He didn't seem to care. He dragged me outside through the snow while I was handcuffed, restrained, helpless.
Wow.
And he pushed me to the ground and he put me in a chokehold. And that was very uncalled for. I thought I got really hurt. And after that, they put me inside the vehicle. And they asked me, we have to verify if you're a U.S. citizen because I believe you're an illegal citizen because you ran from me. But as you can see in the videos that will be released, I'm simply just standing still. I asked them, okay, they said, let me take a picture of you to scan your face to see if you're a U.S. citizen.
Scan your
I declined
face.
because how will a picture prove I'm a U.S. citizen? I told him I have my passport. It's in my phone. Can I open and show you? He declined. I told him, can I give you my name and my date of birth? He declined because they turned off my phone. They turned off my location. They don't, you don't know where you at. So I asked them, can you take me back to where you picked me up from? They said, no, you have to walk in the snow.
Oh,
They were
wow.
being serious. I asked 3 times. They said, no, you're walking. But eventually my parents came and picked me up. And yeah, all I did was step outside as a Somali American, and I just got chased by a masked person. The agent then, at one point, he didn't identify himself. He didn't say, ICE, stop. I felt like I was getting assaulted. I was getting kidnapped, and that's exactly what it was. And the way they were treating me, it was inhumane. They dragged me across the road. They slammed me to the ground, choked me. That was uncalled for. There's also more videos of someone came out. They had a copy of my passport. And I told the agent, he has my passport copy. And he said, we don't care, we're still taking you in. And they kept me for 2 hours. And if this is what's happening to a U.S. American citizen on camera, imagine what could happen to your loved ones when there's no one around to witness what they're doing.
I apologize that this happened to you in my city with people wearing vests that say police. That's embarrassing. But what really gets me is that this is just one.
And I never expected to be
Okay,
standing in front
that's
of all
what
these
happened,
cameras
y'all.
and microphones. But what happened to me cannot stay quiet.
Okay, so let's back this thing up a little bit, and let's listen.
You are going to be subject to a criminal arrest in this country that there is probable cause to do so. You can't just snatch somebody walking into a coffee shop because of the color of their skin.
Bullying.
There's no probable cause for that. And also that you will get due process. And that is not happening. And so you're seeing is an overwhelming frustration of the American people in this country, that the lack of respect and regard for the rule of law by this administration, and in particular by this secretary, is at a level that violates all of the constitutional norms and all of the principles of legal fairness.
Shout out to Max.
In this country. And you're seeing that manifest itself in threats to law enforcement and bubbling over because people are frustrated. And they are channeling that frustration because the administration is not listening and is only doubling down on the rhetoric. You know, this notion that I think my colleagues highlighted that we're only going to pursue serious threats. It's just not true. I visited an ICE facility outside of Dallas, and over 70% of them were classified as the lowest threat level, as never having a criminal record at all. But yet they were there because of the color of their skin. There was not a probable cause. They're not a threat to this country. They have no criminal history at all. I fully support, as does everyone.
Me too, Miss Tom. It is definitely a nightmare.
Security focusing on threats to our national security. We want cybersecurity. We want terroristic threats from abroad to be stopped. Absolutely. None of us want a recreation of 9/11, but we also do not want, under any level, the trampling of our constitutional rights and the legal system of due process. I have a poster here to highlight 3 American citizens that were arrested by ICE who had done nothing wrong. They presented themselves as American citizens, but yet were still trampled, assault. One had broken ribs, a brain injury, an older gentleman by being knocked down to the ground after he said, I'm an American citizen. But yet they did not stop. And that is a huge problem. When somebody says, I'm an American citizen to ICE, and ICE does not stop and continues to assault them and physically berate them and then hold them for days and days on end without a due process hearing, that is a problem. And it is not stopping. We have brought these concerns to the secretary and to agencies like yourself in these hearings time and time again through multiple letters. We've all written letters that have gone unresponded because this cannot happen in our country. And the reality of it is, in any law enforcement situation, and what we have happening out into the public is there are ICE agents and there are Border Patrol agents that are doing their great job. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But they're also bad actors. There are people who are exceeding their authority. The power's gone to their head. The intimidation is outrageous. And there's no effort to rein them in by the FBI. There's no effort to rein them in by the Homeland Security. There's no effort to overcorrect. Just like one of my colleagues highlighted, the reinstatement of one that was inappropriate.
Right.
And these efforts are breaking down the trust of the American people. I hope you take these concerns back because they need to be addressed if we're going to address the violence in this country. I yield back.
The gentlelady yields back. I now recognize the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Creighton. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Baby, when I tell you that was a fight today. Hold on. Oh, free. Hold on.
2 pairs of cheek balls undies for free.
Wait,
Just
what?
covered?
Free? What?
By blowing up, by going after and
So-
bringing to justice these individuals.
It was her
that are
meeting,
out-
and she walked out. It was her. Is it Senate? Yeah. She lied to Americans. So that fight stemmed over her meeting. This heifer here, you know, she one of them beauty contestants. Thinks she cuter than what she is. She feels entitled. You know, she going along with Trump. Girl, I don't know why you in his ass. Didn't you smell that shit? Girl, you have lowered all standards. Or no. Messing with a funky diaper wearing man. Girl, please. He couldn't tell me shit. What?
By blowing up, by going after and
Blowing
bringing
up.
to justice these individuals that
Blowing
are out
up.
at sea, and those individuals that are funding it with a shadow fleet of sanctioned oil that should never be sold to benefit their profits and their
Stealing
pockets of
oil.
Americans.
Thank you for that update. For many of us that served in uniform, oftentimes it was overseas. It was in the Middle East, or it was in Asia, or it was in Europe. And I think those AORs are very important. But for too long, president after president after president, our backyard has been left wide open, and we're completely shocked why all these terrorists are in our country and all these people are unvetted. All this chaos is happening when in our own backyard was unsafe. So thank you again for one. I know you traveled, you met with heads
Girl,
of state,
please. Sir,
El
stop.
Salvador,
Get
Mexico,
out of these
a couple
people's
that come to
asses.
mind. But I just want to thank you and for making our backyard a priority, and ultimately to keep Americans safe. Texans are more safe today than we were a year ago.
Stop
A lot
lying.
of that is due to President Trump and
Stop
due to
lying.
the leadership that I'm seeing right here of executing those policies. Thank you.
Another ass eater. Another ass eater.
Gentleman yields back. I now recognize the gentlelady from Illinois, Ms. Ramirez, for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Chairman.
Come on, girl.
American citizens have been arrested or detained. We focus on those that are here illegally.
Secretary Noem, you lie and you lied to the American people. I will be including into the record an article by ProPublica from October 16, 2025, entitled, "We found that more than 170 U.S. citizens have been held by immigration agents. They've been kicked." There's nothing smiling about U.S. citizens. I'm sorry, that's very inappropriate. Let me continue. They've been kicked, dragged, and detained.
Yeah, shut her ass down.
The next one.
The Trump administration has specifically targeted the worst of the worst. The individuals that we are going after are those that are violent criminals, those that are breaking our laws.
Secretary Noem, again, you lied to the American people. I will be including into the record, an article by the NBC News from December 7, 2025, entitled, "ICE has arrested nearly 75,000 people with no criminal records," data shows.
Come on.
The co-equal branch of government, and it is your obligation as a member of the executive branch to honor decisions made by the highest court of the land. Yes or no, Secretary?
We are abiding by all federal judges.
Yes or no?
The Justice Department said that when the administration was ordered back in March to stop sending detained migrants to a mega prison in El Salvador, you personally made the final call to continue the flights anyway. Is that correct?
And the decisions that are made on deportations, where flights go and when they go, are my decision at the Department of Homeland Security. And we'll continue to do the right thing, continue to work and do protect Americans.
So you don't understand English.
Comes out and tries to stop us. We'll do.
You lied on the record, and you lied to members of this committee. You violated
lying
your orders
heifer.
by not turning around deportation flights bound for El Salvador, where we know that hundreds of people under your leadership have reported that they were raped, they were beaten,
Lord.
and they nearly died. And your agents used chemical weapons in Chicago despite court orders from District Court Judge Ellis forbidding their use. Secretary Noem, you, Gregory Bovino, and your ICBP and DHS deputized agents
KKK.
have waged an unaccountable, unlawful, unconstitutional war against communities across the nation. Our residents have been surveilled, they've been threatened, they've been tear gassed, they've been hit with pepper balls, they've been shot, they've been subjected to warrantless arrest and precision and mobilization maneuvers, they've been kidnapped and disappeared under your leadership. So we have a lot to talk about, but you and your department continue to reject congressional oversight. And you know how I know this? I know this because I requested a meeting with ICE Field Office Director Russell Hutt. I requested a meeting with Field Office Director Samuel Olson. And when you came to Chicago on October 3rd, I publicly and formally requested a meeting with you. So I'm going to be including a letter I sent on October 3rd requesting a meeting with Secretary Noem. So, Secretary Noem, I want to ask you again.
Again.
Will you commit to meet with me, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have a lot to talk about, and actually my scheduler has a couple dates that I'll get to you after this meeting. I appreciate that. So look, I want to be very clear. You have misused resources appropriated by Congress. You've engaged in unethical behavior. You have repeatedly made false and misleading statements to Congress and to the press, and you've undermined the separation of powers and disregarded the role of Congress and the courts. Bottom line, you lie with impunity. You reject checks and balances, and you ignore Congress and the courts. Your options are limited. Either you're going to resign, Trump's going to fire you, or you will be impeached. I've already called for your resignation. You may remember I hand-delivered my... Your options are limited. Either you're going to resign,
Get your
Trump's
ass
gonna
up out of
fire
here.
you, or you will be impeached. I've already called for your resignation. You may remember I hand-delivered my request to you back in May, and I urge you to reconsider resignation because I've taken the first step towards your impeachment, and I've called on the Judiciary Committee to open an investigation into your lawlessness. Mr. Chairman, I know that at the end we'll be entering a number of articles into consent, but since I have a few moments, I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a letter calling the Judiciary Committee to investigate Secretary Noem's impeachable offenses.
Get her ass up out of here.
Whatever you choose, the American people will have justice, Secretary, and you will be held accountable.
Get her
I'm
ass.
going to make sure of that every single day. With that, Mr. Chair, I yield back.
She yield back.
Lady yields back.
Ooh. So that's what the fight was. Yeah.
Pastor of Life Church, and I wanted to
That's
extend
what.
a personal invitation from my
Baby.
viewers.
Miss Ramirez, girl. You better work, what? She said, I said what I said. Hello? Okay, so let's hear this. That's why y'all was, listen, I guess I needed that sleep because, hell, I didn't know what was coming. She probably walked out. Yes, she did walk out. I don't know at what point she got her ass up and walked out, baby, because they was throwing some serious blows. She got caught lying again. and she fled the hearing. Let's hear it.
Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland
Oh, let me
Security,
get my
could
battery.
not be in deeper hot water than she is
Her
right
ass
now.
in
While
hot water.
Chief Judge Boasberg considers
She
whether
should
to
be
find
jailed. Oh,
today
yeah.
criminal contempt
Oh,
and
battery
refer
low.
her
Hold
for
on.
prosecution, not by the Department of Justice, but by a specially appointed prosecutor that he appoints for her having given the command to allow 200 people to be sent over court order to El Salvador to be tortured. At the same time, she appears in front of Congress, in front of Benny Thompson, to be questioned today. And the seat got so hot that Benny Thompson at one point said, I may refer what's going on here. You're not answering my question. A simple yes or no question about who granted the asylum to the National Guard shooter. The answer to that is Trump. She wouldn't respond to that. He said, I may refer you for perjury charges. You've got Kristi Noem being referred for perjury charges on the same week that Judge Boasberg is seriously considering, after an evidentiary hearing, recommending her for criminal prosecution. And Kristi Noem just decided at some point she'd rather be someplace else, and just got up and left.
She could take the heat.
My question, a simple yes or no question about who granted the asylum to the National Guard shooter. The answer to that is Trump. She wouldn't respond to that. He said, I may refer you for perjury charges. You've got Kristi Noem being referred for perjury charges on the same week that Judge Boasberg is
Y'all get the likes up.
considering, after an evidentiary hearing, recommending her for criminal prosecution.
Get her ass.
Phoenix Energy.
Get her ass.
Company focused on unleashing
I
American
told y'all that I told them.
Considering after an
Hold on,
evidentiary hearing,
sir. I told
recommending her
hold on. I told they clown asses that when it's all said and done, you're gonna be just like the other cabinet, and your ass is gonna be brought up on charges. They didn't listen to AunTeaFee. You understand? I told they asses. Yeah. When it's all said, she claimed she had another meeting and walked out. Yeah, okay. Well, you should not have scheduled them so close together. Your meeting was with Trump, and they're trying to tell you what to say and what to do. They said, run! Get your ass up out of there. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Oh, come on.
That Benny Thompson at one point said,
Is this Oh, that's...
I may refer what's going on here. You're not answering my question. A simple yes or no question about who granted the asylum to the National Guard shooter. The answer to that is Trump. She wouldn't respond to that. He said, I may refer you for perjury charges. You've got Kristi Noem being referred for perjury charges on the same week that Judge Boasberg is seriously considering, after an evidentiary hearing, recommending her for criminal prosecution.
Get her.
And Kristi Noem just decided at some point she'd rather be someplace else, and just got up and left the congressional hearing. I'm Michael Popak. You're here on Thursday.
Hey, Michael. Shout out to Michael Popak.
Subscribe button, and make sure we get to 1 million before 2026. With your help, we will. Kristi Noem, look, we know she was obscenely unqualified when Donald Trump appointed her to be the Homeland Security Secretary. Now she's appearing in Congress. She's got to answer hard questions. This is the problem. They don't want to answer hard questions. They all want to take a page out of Pam Bondi, the Attorney General's failed book, with her smirks and her looks and her disdain and her sarcasm, and try to sarcasm and side-eye glance her way through hard questioning by senators and congresspeople. Patel tried to do the same thing. And when Kristi Noem try to play out of that playbook,
she got shut down.
Congress people were ready for it. And Benny Thompson asked a very simple question, because the Trump administration has spent a considerable amount of time telling the American people that Joe Biden is to blame for what Ramanullah Lakanwal did in shooting two national people in D.C. and killing one of them. And when that happened, and it turned out he was in this country from Afghanistan and had been granted asylum. We heard about the asylum early on the Midas Touch Legal AF side, we said CIA. We said military. If he got an asylum that quickly, he must have been cooperating with the armed forces and working with the CIA. It turns out that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He worked for the military in the United States. He worked for the CIA. And they brought him and relocated him to Washington State and gave him asylum. And the asylum was granted by the Trump administration.
Absolutely.
So an inconvenient fact that Kristi Noem didn't want to answer. And then Betty Thompson, Congressman Thompson, used the P word. Let's play the clip.
What P word?
NCTC reference the unfortunate accident that occurred with the National Guardsman being killed.
You think that was an unfortunate accident?
I mean,
It was a terrorist.
No, wait. Look,
Yeah, shut up.
Then you can.
He shot our
respond.
National Guardsman in the head.
Look, Mr. Chairman, will you direct the witness to allow me to ask my question? It was an unfortunate situation, but you blamed it
Perjury.
solely on
Okay.
Joe Biden. I want you to know who approved the asylum application for this same person.
Mr. Thompson, this individual that came into the country.
No, I want to know who approved.
Congressman Thompson, I want you to understand. When this individual came into the country, he came under
I'm not going to let you.
evacuation of Afghanistan under Operation Allies Welcome, was thoroughly vetted by the Biden administration at that point in time, allowed into our country, and then was never followed up. I want to remind everybody in Congress.
Reclaim your time.
We follow the law, and every
He need a
asylum is supposed
sister
to
in
have
there to
check
say,
in every
"Itch,
single year."
shut
The
up.
administration failed to do that. They vetted this individual, allowed them into our country, and did not do due.
Witness will allow the gentleman to ask his question.
Yes or no? Who approved the asylum claim?
The application on the asylum was thoroughly filled out by information that was gathered by the Biden administration.
So the
This
Biden
asylum-
administration approved the
The
asylum.
asylum application was put into place under the rules established
Who
by the
approved?
Biden administration.
Reclaiming my time. I don't want to file perjury charges against you, but I'm of the opinion that the Trump administration, DHS, your DHS, approved the asylum application.
The asylum application moved forward under all of the information and vetting processes that were put in place under the Biden administration, which is when vetting happened. And that's what President Trump has changed. Under President Trump's administration.
Reclaim my time again.
When
It's obvious you don't want to answer the question. Mr. Kent, you want to shot at it?
Now, things got worse for her as the day went on. And so at one point, Kristi Noem conveniently remembered she had another meeting to get to. I thought I was watching like Godfather 2 during the hearing, the Senate hearing, when Senator Geary suddenly stood up and remembered he had another appointment to be at, and gave a speech about how Italian Americans are the lifeblood of democracy in America, and then he left the room. You know, suddenly she had a meeting. Turns out that the meeting was a phony.
I know.
It was like a child that didn't want to take an exam, a test. So called in hit the fire alarm, called in a bomb scare. You know, I've got a piece of, you know, I'm gonna wait on a refrigerator.
Lying.
I gotta go. It was like Spinal Tap. I gotta go wait for a bus, and got up and left. You don't believe me? Here's a clip.
Let's go.
This robotic puppet.
Let's go. Y'all better hit the like button. I'm out of here. I need to eat.
I gotta go wait for a bus, and got up and left. You don't believe me? Here's a clip.
I'm just going to take the position that she was scared of my questions. Mr. Chairman, if we could stop the clock and
Oh, yes,
wait
no,
until after all
absolutely.
this,
Clerk will suspend.
we could reset the time,
Yes.
that would be helpful.
We'll reset the clock.
Oh, you running? Oh, that's what.
We could reset the time, that would be helpful.
We'll reset the clock. Gentlelady, prepared.
I thought she had a meeting. Listen with your good ear.
Okay. Thank you.
Gentleman is recognized.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now, against that backdrop, we've got what's going on with Judge Boasberg. And it's heating up. And I want to give an update to it right here. Jeff Boasberg, Chief Judge of the D.C. Circuit Court, Federal. He's holding a hearing on the 15th of December. He's holding live witness cross-examination that he will be leading starting on the 12th, including of a whistleblower, Erez Ruveni, for the Department of Justice. He wants to hear from Drew Ensign.
Her ass is going to prison.
Justice about why his order
Pew, pew.
on the night of
Shots.
the afternoon, late
Shots
afternoon
fired.
of March 15th was violated by the Department of Justice and by the Trump administration. He ordered the planes to be grounded, that the 250 or more people not named Abrego Garcia that were sent in the middle of the night or attempted to, without due process, to the torture prison of Sicat in El Salvador, that they be returned to federal jurisdiction so he could hold a hearing on a temporary restraining order. And yet the planes continued to fly. Was it on recommendations of attorneys? That doesn't help. You know, well, I took the advice of my counsel. You know, so they're trying to rely on advice of counsel defense. But we'll have to get to the bottom of what the advice was and why advice was given to violate a judge's orders and continue to fly those planes under the Alien Enemies Act. And that's what he's getting to the bottom of. Now, the Trump administration doesn't want him to hold a hearing at all. They're like, where is this going? You've already found probable cause for criminal contempt. Make the referral to the Department of Justice. They're the only entity that can prosecute. Not so fast. Case law tells us that when a Department of Justice is so ethically conflicted that they're not going to effectively investigate themselves, a judge gets to appoint a special counsel who's independent to do it for them. And that's where we're heading. Because Judge Boasberg has
what's
not
going
given up
on?
yet. He said, at the moment, I cannot determine whether, not if, whether there is a criminal contempt and somebody needs to go to jail. But that's what he's getting to the bottom of. And Trump already threw Kristi Noem under the bus because the judge wanted to know in a prior filing who in the administration, what live human being gave the order to violate my order. And they wrote back, Kristi Noem. Okay, so there you have it. So now, you know, she of much...
Girl, you jeopardizing your livelihood to protect a grown-ass man who wears a damn diaper and still shits on himself. Is that what you telling me? See, this is what kills me when these pretty-ass girls compromise themselves for a low-life ass man. For what? For a position. So you compromise. I don't know if you had any integrity or character or morals. I don't know you. But you compromise every little thing that you have for a position that you're going to wind up in prison for. And where you think the diaper bandit going to be? Shitting on itself somewhere. Ain't going to pay you no attention. Probably ain't gonna put no money on your books, cause he gonna be scared it's gonna be linked back to him now. Cause he know our blinders are off and we watching everything. Everything. You understand, dumbass? Oh, you females need to do better and stop falling for the banana, the pickle, the diaper in the tailpipe. I don't know. But don't you know that man on a diaper and can't hold his bladder and shitting on himself? Girl, you better throw his ass in there, because he ain't going to defend you, as you see. Yeah, y'all better stop being loyal to somebody who won't ever be loyal to you. Hell, if he steals from his own family, he gonna steal from you, and he finna steal your livelihood. But carry on, dumbass, carry on.
Surgery and Botox and hair extensions. And Trump already threw Kristi Noem under the bus.
Is that all you worth? Is her extension and Botox? Who you gonna be cute for in prison? Maddie Mae? Huh? Who you gonna be? The prison guards? Oh, so you gonna be picking and choosing the guards? Ah, okay. Oh, okay. I don't think I saw. I don't think I saw the sale. I mean, you know, okay. You gonna be cute for the guards, but Maddie Mae gonna tag your ass. You do know that she gonna pin you down. Yeah, prison. Maddie Mae, Annie Mae, Rebecca Mae, all of them. They gonna tag your ass and they gonna beat your pretty ass. They gonna say, oh, you think you cute? Y'all, we got one in here. She thinks she cute. She thinks she special. She thinks she entitled, y'all. We got an entitled one coming through. Y'all move to the side. Everybody move to the side. Move to let Miss America walk her ass on through here. You gonna walk in here out prim and proper. But after we get through with your ass, you gonna be limping around looking hulled out just like the rest of them. You think you the first pretty one that came up in here thinking she's entitled? Thinking that whoever you came in here for gonna rescue you? Nah, baby. Not until we tap that ass. We gotta break you off some proper. Yeah. You got to get broke off some real prim and proper like. Yeah, we got to introduce you. Yeah, we got a whole little welcoming party for you, boo-boo. Yeah, for you, boo-boo. Look at her, y'all. Look at her. Who, me? Hi, everybody. Hi. My name is Christy. Oh, my God. I just have so much for us to talk about. I would love to get to know you all. Oh, yeah, you're going to get to know us, all right. Yeah. Let's go.
Because the judge wanted to know in a prior filing who in the administration, 5 human beings, gave the order to violate my order. And they wrote back, Christy, no. Okay. So there you have it. So now, you know, she much cosmetic surgery and Botox and hair extensions. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at pictures of her from 5 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
We'll put a couple up on the screen.
Yeah.
She of much work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. This is her.
You have to pay the, you know, just
Lord. This is her? Lord.
Answer the questions. That, you know what? You want to be in the big...
Nose, teeth, all of that. Oh yeah, girl, they gonna tag you. You gonna look like who you was.
Big girl chair.
Before it's over.
Put on your big boy, big girl pants.
Put on your ugly thong.
This isn't kindergarten. This is federal officers sworn to uphold the Constitution. This is checks and balance of Congress being able to ask hard questions. And you don't stand up and say, I've got a very important meeting I've got to attend. And it turns out the meeting's been canceled and you knew it.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to continue to follow all of, as Christy knows, circles the drain. We will be there.
What did they say? Draining the swamp.
Down.
Yeah.
And I'll continue to do it for you here.
Yep. Thank you. Let's get, they drain it. We the people, we draining the swamps. Yeah, that's kind of what that shit looked like rolling down Trump's legs. The swamps of it all. Y'all, come on now. Double tap the like button. Oh, Lord, I need to give me something to eat. Look, double tap. Let's hear, what is this? Oh, this is about the boat. They asses. Now, stealing oil. Yeah. Lord, it's finna get ugly up in here. Oh, Lord. I need to eat. Let's go. She better take some karate, baby. What was that movie with Queen Latifah and that white old guy? I can't think of the name of it. And he said, "You got me straight tripping, boo. You got me straight tripping, boo." Y'all remember that movie? He said, oh, what was the name? Oh man. But there was a white girl up in there who was taking that kickboxing lessons. Y'all don't know what movie I'm talking about. Keeping it. Oh wow, I can't think of the name. Yeah, but she was taking that kickboxing and she thought she was gonna go up against Queen Latifah. The ghetto one. Yeah, not. Well, let's just say Latifah. She wasn't Queen. She was just Latifah. But I can't. What's the name of that movie? Sure, you're right. Yeah. And she thought that she had that kickboxing, and she started putting her leg up there like she was finna go against a beast. And when it was all said and done, and she walked up out that bathroom, Queen, now, Latifah had put a beat down on that ass so bad she could not walk outright. She ended up with a brace on one arm and a cast on one leg. So I'm saying all that to say kickboxing, karate, ain't none of that shit gonna matter when them big old beast women in that prison get to beating on that speed. Let's go. What's the name of that movie? What's the name of that? It was that white guy. Oh man, I let me play this and let me look for it. Y'all think I'm tripping. Steve Martin was in it. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. That one right there. Steve Martin and that other guy, he said, "You got me straight tripping, boo." And you know, some of the rappers and stuff was in it. Yeah. Bringing down the house. Thank you, Crazy. Bringing down the house. Yeah. She started doing that kickbox shit. Hold on, Queen Latifah. Hold on, Queen Latifah. Hold on. Y'all gotta know what I'm talking about. Cause old girl gonna need to watch this so she'll know what not to do when bringing down the house. She brought down that bathroom. Wait a minute. Bathroom fight. Cause old girl said I go to kickboxing 3 times a week. Something she said. Oh no. Is this it? Yeah, hold on. Y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see this. Come on, come on. Look at Christy, thinking she was finna rumble with a beat. Come on, where's happening? Come on, y'all. Come on, come on. Yeah, she thought she was gonna rumble with the beat. I can't hear you. Oh, they may not let me play this. They may not let me play this. I want to hear her say kickboxing 3 times a week. Y'all know I play too much. Y'all know I could look at her. She just got through kicking her leg up.
Compliments of the hood, 24 hours a day, all my life.
Oh, she can't.
No, skinny white hoe. You're pretty tough.
Oh, I can't show y'all this. Oh, pick that ass up.
And I don't ever.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Thank you, Miss Tom. It was that leg. It was that. Yeah, she gonna need all of that. She gonna remember that. She gonna need to remember that. She said compliments of the hood. 24/7. Yeah. Okay, so let's get on back over here, y'all. Let's go. Put that head in the toilet. I mean, what she said, you didn't wash your face this morning? Put that head in the toilet. Let that water hit it. Yeah.
Compliments of the hood, 24 hours a day, all my life.
Yeah, that was funny, y'all. That was funny. That leg, that kickboxing leg. Monty, she got to go hide in Israel. She better go. Get packed. How crazy? Yeah, she better go hide in Israel with the rest of them. Yeah, that kickbox leg, it ain't gonna work. Let's go.
Specifically, the Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro.
Yep.
This video, released tonight by the Attorney General, shows U.S. forces fast roping from helicopters, storming the deck with their guns drawn as they seize control of a massive oil tanker off Venezuela's coast. Word of the mission, the surprise mission, came from the president himself today.
Surprise mission.
As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker.
Helicopters storming the deck with their guns drawn as they seize control of a massive oil tanker off Venezuela's coast. Word of the mission, the surprise mission, came from the president himself today.
Y'all get the likes up.
You probably know we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large.
And what are you gonna do with the oil? Put it in your backyard?
It was seized for a very good reason.
I thought we was out the drugs. I thought we was out the drugs. I thought it was I know it is a pretty good reason for you. Yeah, so you're gonna claim that as yours. But I thought it was about drugs. Huh? When did it go from drugs? We just declared war. War on drugs or a war on they all. So now you want us to go to war over their stuff. It don't have shit to do with us. It's about all. Yeah. I thought it was drugs. So what did the all do to us? Now how is the all bringing us some type of harm? Help me understand. What in the world did the all do to us? Oh, you just want it. You just want to go down as seasoned Venezuela. Why are you so mad at Venezuela and not mad at Honduras? Little shit pants? Oh, he ain't little. Oh, he way big. Way big shit pants? Why are you so pissed off at Venezuela? What did they tell you no? See, this is what got Charlie Kirk unalive, saying no. You motherfuckers who can't stand to be rejected. Can't nobody tell you no. Why? Why? Ain't the word no a part of our vocabulary? Have you not told people no when they told you not to deport people illegally? Your monkey ass said no. Okay, so you tell Congress and judges no. So why can't nobody tell you no? Why are you so entitled? There can't nobody tell you no. He wanted an end on their export. Absolutely. They deny. Oh, and when they told on you about that guy we looked up last night, I can't think of his name, Garcia. Yeah, and you got in trouble about that again today. The judge ordered immediate release of him. So you like telling people no, but you don't like for people to tell you no. You retaliate. You become revengeful, spiteful, and conniving, and manipulative when people tell you no. There's a big difference between illegal and legal. Absolutely. Yeah. But this is why I have problems when people can't handle what they ditch out. You can't handle what you ditch out. You got to be mindful of what you expect and what the people expect from you. If you don't like it, don't dish that shit out. Because when it comes back to you, you ain't going to like it. Yeah, you having a pity party. You want to spread your weight around. You want to poke your chest out. You want to claim you the shit. Well, you do shit a lot. Yeah. Let me move on past that shit. Let's go.
Is responding and calling U.S. seizure a
you get what you put out. You are absolutely right.
That they say is aimed
Elude mine.
Oil.
I don't know what your name.
Was asked about what's going to happen to the oil on that tanker.
He gonna try to way to steal it. He gonna claim it as his.
Well, we keep it, I guess. Well, you have to follow the tanker. You're a good newsman. Just follow the tanker.
He gonna steal it.
Now, for Venezuela's leader, oil.
He gonna claim that shit as his. Yeah. He said, I stole it on my wife. Ain't it mine? We gonna keep it. Who is we? You and Putin them? Who is we? Who is we? So now you trafficking folks. So you's a pirate. We pirates now. Yeah, he been a thug. He been a thug. Straight up thug. Ain't never worked a day in his life. He's an entitled ass thug. That's exactly what he is. Upper East Side ass thug. That's you gonna get the wrong person and they gonna do something to you, man.
You have to follow the tanker. You're a good newsman. Just follow the tanker.
Follow the tanker.
Well, you have to follow the tanker. You're a good newsman. Just follow.
He high as hell, y'all. He high as hell. You're good. Yeah, follow the tanker. Is this one of them reptilians? Hey, y'all playing in my face. I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. It's 192 people in here. I guess you was just gonna take my kindness for weakness. But I feel like you trying to take my all tanker. Like this mother right here trying to take them other people's all. Yeah, double tap the face of the screen. Yeah, stop trying to play in my face and taking advantage of me. It's 238 people in here and the lights ain't went up. Double tap the face on your screen or get your monkey asses up out of here. How about that? Thank you. Double tap the face of your phone. If you're listening in on your phone device, double tap. If you're on your computer or tablet, there are 3 dots up here at the top, right about here at the top right corner. Hit it. It'll take you where you can hit the like button. And if you just say, ooh, AunTeaFee, I don't know if I like it. I don't know yet. I want to wait. No, don't wait. No, sir. No, ma'am. Don't wait on shit. Just go ahead and exit to the left real quick and fast. Yeah, say she's rude. She's so disrespectful. I'm not good. I am just not. I'm about to go. Who have ever talked to me like this? Me? Get your ass on. IT too good for you. You're not good enough for IT. We don't want to share it with you. Get your ass on up out of here. Double tap the face of the screen or hit those 3 dots at the top right and hit it and go and hit the like button. If not, get the stepping. In my Martin voice. How about that? Yeah, take your like back and leave. I take that. But you gotta go. You take your like back, you exit the door. Not door. The door. And if you say something smart in the comments section, my mods, they are on the roof. And they ready. They ready. On the mark, get set, go. They ready to take that ass down, 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 to the left, to the left. They ready to take your ass down. And then kick, and kick, and kick. Now kick. Yeah. And then we gonna dance. We gonna twerk on your ass. I ain't moving. You ain't figured that out yet? I ain't moving till the likes go up. I done gave you too much for free. And you better ask them. I will end this mother. Ask them, will I end it? And they steady coming in. They don't think I ended, y'all. There's 234 people up in here. Double tap the face of the screen on your phone, your listening device. If you're on a computer, hit the 3 dots at the top right corner. You too old to twerk. Yeah, it's bringing down the house. Yeah, we done showed the clip. Oh, that leg, baby. She went to doing that karate, kickboxing.
What is it called? When you have to follow the tanker. You're a good newsman, just follow the tanker.
Now, for Venezuela's leader, oil is big money, and money is power. The Trump administration has accused him of running a narco-terrorist cartel, sending drugs to the United States. And we're told the seizure happened in international waters, and that there were no casualties in this scene that you see here among the U.S. forces or for the ship's crew. This tanker, named the Skipper, was under U.S. sanctions actually for its role in shipping oil from Venezuela and Iran previously. And experts tell us that this appears to be a legally justified by-the-book mission. But
why? It had nothing to do with
notably a different mission from what we've been hearing from top Trump administration.
It had nothing to do with drugs.
The reason that they have declared is behind the largest U.S. military buildup that we have seen in the Caribbean in decades.
There's massive amounts of drugs coming into our country to kill a lot of people.
We want to make sure that our
y'all lying.
Stop dying of this terrible poison, this fentanyl, and other drugs that are being brought in by these cartels.
The president's been very clear that he's going to use the full power of America, the full might of the United States, to take on and eradicate these drug cartels.
The American people are safer because narco-terrorists know you can't bring drugs through the water and eventually on land if necessary to the American people.
Maduro uses foreign terrorist organizations like TDA, Sinaloa, and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs and violence into our country.
Stopping the flow of drugs is the reason that we've been given for those nearly 24 boat strikes that have happened since September. Critics have said that the Trump administration is using the drug war as a pretense for regime change in Venezuela. And the president declared just yesterday that the Venezuelan leader's days are, as he put it, numbered. My sources tonight bring decades of real-world experience to this conversation. We've got retired Air Force Colonel Cedric Layton and the former Deputy Director of National Intelligence, Beth Sainer, here with us. And Colonel, first, I just want to talk about this video because we had heard rumblings this was happening. The president confirmed it moments later.
We heard Seniola Cartel. I know you lying to me. Now it's 299 people up in here, and I only got 72 likes. Baby, I wish I would move. Did you see any floating cargo? Listen, Seniola again. It don't matter if there was floating cargo. You are shooting up. So I guess they said, y'all said don't shoot them no more. So we just gonna steal their cargo. It don't matter. You released that Hernandez guy from Honduras who's still tied to Sinaloa cartel, right? Yeah, there's no justification in it. The guy Harry with Candace, Sinaloa cartel, when I mentioned Mo 3 earlier, and what was going on in there, how they connected, Sinaloa cartel, Texas. It's Texas. Y'all remember when Sean G told us that Jay Prince came looking for him, saying that what they had going on him and Trap and Yellow Beezy, they was messing up. Was nobody able to make no money. It was bigger than just they street beef. Young Dolph, Memphis, Seniola cartel. Turning down 22 mil. Yeah, 22 mil. Didn't Craig Petty's, who was part of Seniola cartel. Yeah, what's his name? Quinita, Quet. Yeah, come on, Big Juke. Been in Texas operating. Hell, didn't nobody really even know it until the new Dallas, right? Somebody took out, Quitting them took out Big Juke. Then he had an obligation that only his brother could fulfill. And Yo Gotti comes out of hiding, go where? Malcolm X put a cocaine, drugs. This is the spot. He marked the spot. And it was a whole week of raiding in sunny South Dallas. And then it started hitting Trap Boy Freddy spots in the hood in Oak Cliff. Y'all better stay woke. How long I been telling y'all this? Seniola cartel. Memphis? Oh, hell. Didn't they just have a big old raid? Yeah. And it was police officers and detectives and judges and all that shit was involved in that. One of them houses and shit they raided was an officer, like a lieutenant, like, deputy sheriff, somebody's. Oh, is that where them guns and shit was coming from? AunTeaFee? It was an inside job. How long I been telling y'all that shit? About Memphis and why Dolph didn't get full justice yet. Huh? Didn't I tell y'all Quet still working? Yeah, y'all better stay woke. Y'all better stay woke. Seniola cartel, 5 years. Samantha, 5 years. They can say what they want to say. They can call me they can call me whatever they want to. But long as they put, she's a smart, old lady, because she been saying this consistently. She ain't took no narrative. She has not swayed. She has been solid at connecting them damn dots. Only thing that I will not take credit for is that I did not know how big the circle was. But I also knew that human trafficking was involved. Hell, you mean? Who came in? I gotta go back, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, so this was that scene in the bathroom when she had been talking that thick and didn't know that it was finna be hell to pay. Hold on, let's go. The queen. 30 seconds. Remind me, 30 seconds, y'all. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And when I know it's about to get ugly, I'ma turn it. 30 seconds. She said, let me powder my nose. This is Christine Noam. Yeah, talking that shit. You know, like she, Mr. Big Stuff. Who you think you are? Don't call yourself old, please. I mean, I know that's what they be saying. What else can they say? They can't say she just super ugly. Oh, she's ugly and she fat. So the only thing they can say is that she old. Yeah, but I'm still sharper than any of them. Sharper than any of them, and look younger than just about all of them who be saying it. You know, I ain't trying to toot my own horn. You ain't old, sister. I know. I know. I'm just playing into that bull crap they have. Like they can match me. Girl, please. Boy, please. Go play with yourself. You can't ugly me. You understand? And you always said that as well. Absolutely. You know, my mom used to say you got to get up early in the morning and can't sleep at night to pull one over on Queen Bee. You understand? My mom used to always say that. That's how I feel about them losers. Let's go. Hello, I'm back.
What are you doing in here? I told you was gonna be seeing more of me, right? Look, I came here to warn you. You keep disrespecting me, and it's gonna get rough around here. Back off, Shaniqua. Don't scare me. You know what? That's it. You must need a little more eyeshadow, right?
Shaniqua. Ooh. I mean, she put that kickboxing on her too. I can't show. Look at her. Look at her. 30 seconds. Okay, hold on. She said you messed with the wrong one, Shaniqua Shanae. She said you messed with the wrong one. Okay, let's go. Queen, come on, Shaniqua. Look at her. That was funny. naturally Narlins and Miss Tom. Now she's saying, hang her ass up.
Now I'm ever gonna have this conversation again.
They was just talking. Hang that ass up. Then she straighten out her jaw. And walked out and said, "'Cause I'm a lady." Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and watch that again. I ain't seen it in a minute, baby. I guess y'all can see I was thoroughly entertained. Sometimes, yeah, you gotta put they asses in place. Hang their ass upside down. Yeah, talking all that thick. You don't forgot where you came from. This is what happens when you get a little real good chocolate sausage and shit. You forget where your ass come from, and you start thinking that you really is. Well, they are one of us. I mean, now we got to really acknowledge that they are one of us, because they come from us, y'all. Yeah, they just way down there on the other end of that 50 Shades of Brian. AunTeaFee, you really like that? Huh? I mean, we got to acknowledge who we are on the inside. It don't matter. I know it matters where you end up, but, I ain't going to act like I ain't from the hood. I just don't, try to carry on that hood mentality. But, baby, when you got to show them, okay. You know how to pull it out. And she called her Shaniqua Shanae. AunTeaFee, I'm enjoying it a little too much. Okay, let me move on. What's next, y'all? We done heard about the oil tanker. We know he's stealing and claiming shit. We know it's bigger than all of that. Yeah, we know. We know he's stealing. And they asses is spent to go to jail. Okay, AunTeaFee, what else you got? What else you got? Now, what is this one? That's the oil tanker. Oh, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Now, girl, and he, what time is it? What time is it? Because I still ain't ate. Miss Tom? Miss Tom. Oh, Lord, they wormed it out, ain't they? He went to court today. Tyler Robinson. Go eat. I know. Because I got the Candace show lined up. But hold on. He went to court today. Now, I don't think he talked, but he appeared. Now, then we just see, all AunTeaFee have to really do is bring up some inconsistencies. Like, didn't I just talk about hell? They ain't showed him. He don't have to appear in court. How we even know he... Didn't I just talk about that last night? Did I not just talk about how he need to show his face? We need a wellness check. Didn't I not just call that out last night? And woof, poof, he appears in court to show his face. Baby, all I have to do is just put, and they be like, oh, shit. She done said something now. Everybody and they mama gonna be saying something. Everybody and they mama gonna be like, why we ain't seen old Tyler Robinson? If her ass hadn't have said nothing, we could have continued to play in their face. Now he has to appear. And voila, Tyler Robinson appears in court the very next day. Imagine that. Can you believe that? I swear somebody paying attention to the tea palace. Well, will you look at that? That's compliments of Ronnie in the Mo 3 sector. Yeah, we got some characters, y'all, over there. Yeah. Well, will you look at that? Voila. He appears. He appears in court. Live and living. Okay, I'm finna order me something to eat. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this out, y'all. I think it's what? How long is it? Is it still live? It's about 15 minutes. It would give me the opportunity for y'all to see what happened in court, right? And then I could order me something to eat. Only when y'all get these likes up. It's 167 people in here. Thank y'all for the gems, the tokens. I greatly appreciate it. But we want this in the algorithm. They ain't gonna play in our face. Hell, they come over here and do everything I mentioned. Huh? They come over here stealing our shit. But they don't want it in the algorithm for me. Why? Huh? I done got 10, 11 hours of sleep, baby. I'm on a roll. Double tap the face of y'all screen on y'all phone and get my fucking likes up. I mean, please. Double tap if you listening in on your phone device. It's free. You just saying hey. Just say hey. Say hey by double tapping. And if it's on your computer, it's 3 dots up here. Just hit them 3 dots. Get on over to the like button. And get the likes up. And let me order me something to eat, baby. Oh, I'm going to have to check out. Oh, okay, Maxie. She says to play in motion. He said, Candace, Owens.
If you're over 35 years old and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years,
These people are being guided by a theology, and it is, of course,
We got to watch that. I had to. Y'all, come on, double tap. Get the likes up. I need to order me something to eat. It don't look like I'm going to be able to cook nothing. Hold on. It's, y'all, the quicker we double tap, the quicker we can get the, Miss Thomas, I have not eaten anything also. Naturally Nolans. Thank you, baby, for having my back. You can always count on Naturally Nolans. Oh, my God. Listen, I highly suggest for y'all, really listen. If y'all don't know what to get some folk for Christmas or yourself, you know, I don't discriminate. These bad babies right here, when I tell you they work, because you talking about allergies in that eye. And I knew just as good as I was getting that stuff. I hadn't experienced that type stuff in a long, long time. And at that time, long time ago, I didn't understand allergies in your eyes. I didn't know it was affiliated and associated with the food that we eat. But baby, last night, when that eye was hurting and I put this bad baby on and really went on to sleep, 10, 11 hours. 10, 11 hours. Lord, I wish I would have thought of this type stuff right here. 10, 11 hours. I was out. I just woke up at 2. It was 2:09. And I could have really stayed asleep, but I intentionally got up and said, get up, Lord, you had work to do today. Get up. AunTeaFee, get up. Get them out. Y'all get the likes up. Oh, okay, I can go. They don't drop the people on left. Let's go.
Pre-trial and trial publicity in this this case. The order prohibits attorneys who are associated with the prosecution and defense of this case from intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly permitting a witness, investigator, consultant, staff member, or other member of the prosecution or defense team to make extrajudicial statements, which, if made by the lawyer, would violate Rule 3.6. To that end, lawyers participating in an investigation or litigation of this case shall inform all witnesses, investigators, consultants, staff members, or other members of the prosecution or defense teams about the prohibitions contained in this order. The state moves to amend or clarify the court's use of the word witness as used in the publicity order because it is vague, ambiguous, or overbroad. The state asserts that there are over 3,000 lay witnesses of the alleged homicide. The state does not know if it must inform each potential witness or each potential and possible witness of the prohibitions in order, or whether the order applies only to witnesses who are members of the attorney's teams, such as investigators or experts. Due to the potential confusion, this court grants the state's motion and offers the following clarification. The word witness, as used in this order, applies to all witnesses who are part of the prosecution and defense teams. This includes any witness, including lay witnesses, whom the prosecution or defense has a good faith belief will be called to testify at a hearing or trial. The court also clarifies that the publicity order as written regulates the behavior of attorneys who are associated with the defense team or the Utah County Attorney's Office. It requires the attorneys to abide by Rule 3.6 and, in order to deter non-attorneys from making prejudicial statements, requires the attorneys to inform witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order. Informing witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order is a necessary step. It is, one moment as I regain my place as I read. Informing witnesses about the prohibitions in the publicity order is a necessary step toward not intentionally
Tyler Robinson
or recklessly permitting witnesses from making prejudicial statements. The publicity order does not regulate the behavior of any person who is not an attorney associated with this case. This order will be signed today by myself and made public. Counsel, is there anything further that we need to address today?
Thanks, Your Honor. Yes, just the matter of having Mrs. Erika Kirk designated as the victim representative in this case. She has filed through her counsel a request to be designated as the victim representative. And
the victim's representative.
To be designated as having Mrs. Erika Kirk designated as the victim representative in this case. She is. Thanks, Your Honor. Yes, just the matter of having Mrs. Erika Kirk designated as the victim representative in this case. She has filed through her counsel a request to be designated as the victim representative, and we'd like the court to formally acknowledge that request and formally designate her as the victim representative. And I guess along those lines, I wanted to make clear as well, I think this court stated earlier that there was an alleged victim in this case. And I know that there is case law talking about being careful about how we refer to victims and alleged victims. But in this case, that case law makes clear that those cautions don't apply with the same degree, where it's clear that we have a victim who was killed in this case. We don't have an alleged victim. We have an alleged perpetrator. But we do know that we have a victim in this case.
Thank you, Mr. Ballard. I'll hear from the parties.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Robinson, we certainly think it's appropriate for...
Do you support Israel and the Jewish
Hell no.
people now more than ever?
We the Jew. She said Jewish. She did say Jewish.
representative, if that is the desire of the state, just so there can be no doubt that she's afforded all of the rights assured to her under our state statutes, and we have no objection to that.
Thank you. Thank you to all parties. This court will recognize Ms. Erika Kirk as the designated victim representative in this case. Thank you. Council, I believe that concludes our matters for the day.
One more.
Maybe not.
If I can take the podium, Judge?
Yes, Mr. Hernandez.
I want to just give the court an update with respect to discovery. We've done that at previous hearings.
I appreciate that.
The state has received approximately 13,900 files from law enforcement.
Y'all get the likes up. Double tap the face on your phone. Double tap the face on your phone, the listening device that you're using to ear hustle. And if you're on your computer, hit the 3 dots at the top. It'll take you right where you need to be. Come on. We almost there. Okay, 85. There's 85 people in here right now. If you jump up, we're going to stop again. Let's go.
In this case, approximately 300 of those we believe are duplicates. We have since provided to council, as of I believe this morning, 7,951 of those files. For the course information, we had reached close to 100% had been disseminated as of last week, but we received quite a large batch within the last few days. So we were working on that. We still have a full-time paralegal that's dedicated to reviewing that, organizing it, Bates stamping it, and sending it out to council. Of course, there are necessary redactions that are being made along the way. Our next real hearing in this case, second matter, our next real hearing in this case is not scheduled till January 16th. We understand the court's caseload. We understand the difficulty of finding dates for a preliminary hearing. And
I'm ordering right now.
Request that the court calendar a preliminary hearing in this case.
All right. In regards to, and I appreciate the heads up and acknowledging the busy calendar of not only the court, but all of you. What, first of all, how many days does the state anticipate, which helps us in our calendaring efforts?
Judge, given that it's a probable cause standard, and all the inferences go in favor of the state is asking for 3 days. We believe that we can present the evidence required to meet that standard, and that would also allow the defense to cross-examine witnesses and argue that standard.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Turning to defense, what are your thoughts?
Your Honor, we were not aware that he was going to make that request today. We do have one more member of our team that's not present that we would need to consult with. I don't know when he's talking about, but I don't see how we can set it until all the discovery has been received. And also, we do need to deal with the disqualification motion, just in case. So it doesn't seem like a good idea to set it before we have the disqualification hearing. We were only talking about a month from now. I think that should probably be resolved before we set any dates. But I am concerned about setting a date when we still don't have all the discovery materials. We have significant discovery materials that have not been received yet, that we know are out there and coming and important. And we have to, have time to review it all and absorb it all. And I am going to be involved in another trial that is not over until the end of March. So that's going to take away my ability to work and process through discovery and communicate with our team. So it seems to me that with the understanding of what Mr. Grunander's trying to accomplish, that maybe we come to the hearing on the 16th with an idea about, we can have some conversations with with Mr. McBride and also with the paralegal that's dealing with all the discovery, and see realistically when we think we're actually going to have the vast majority of the discovery materials to us, and how long it's going to take us to review it all. So maybe we could just come prepared in about a month to try to accomplish that.
Mr. Grunander.
Just 2 points, Judge. Sometimes I feel like we as practitioners sometimes lose sight of the purpose of a preliminary hearing. It is a probable cause determination. The primary purpose, according to case law, is to ferret out.
There you go, y'all.
Prosecutions. So again, it's a probable cause standard.
Y'all need to thank me for us having the opportunity to be able to see him in court. Before it was only by Zoom, and then they had stopped allowing us to even see him there with his bulletproof vest on. Yeah, it was because AunTeaFee and the tea sippers, we protested. Yeah, we needed a wellness check to make sure he even alive and he ain't beat up or toe up or we had this conversation last night, and then all of a sudden, voila, poof, he appears. So shout out to AunTeaFee and her tea sippers, baby. Y'all owe us a round of applause, baby, because we can get them to do almost, damn it, what can't nobody else do. It's just the way we say it, how we know he alive, how we know, how we know. You know what I'm saying? We gotta say thank you, Denise. Thank you for the power potion. We got the power potion up in her. Y'all gonna make us lose our mind up in her. Okay. That's right. Denise said, that's right. So I shouldn't have to keep asking y'all to hit the like button. But Denise said, carry on. We know it's going to make it to the algorithm any old goddamn way. Let's go.
We are working as hard as we can.
Lurking ass.
Very diligent with respect to collecting and disseminating discovery. Rule 16, subsection.
Let's go.
Mr. Grunander.
Just 2 points, Judge. Sometimes I feel like we as practitioners sometimes lose sight of the purpose of a preliminary hearing. It is a probable cause determination. The primary purpose, according to case law, is to ferret out improvident prosecutions. So again, it's a probable cause standard. We are working as hard as we can, being very diligent with respect to collecting and disseminating discovery. Rule 16, subsection 2, speaks to the timing of mandatory disclosures, and it is our duty. It's a continuing duty. So as far as complete discovery being provided, in a case like this, complete discovery is going to be ongoing until probably trial. There are times when things become available during trial that are discovered to opposing counsel, but it says the prosecutor's disclosures must be made as soon as practicable following the filing of an information except that a prosecutor must disclose all evidence that the prosecutor relied upon to file the information within 5 days after the day on which the prosecutor receives a request for discovery from the defendant. That's been accomplished. It then says, in every case, all material or information listed in paragraph A1 that is presently and reasonably available to the prosecutor must be disclosed before the preliminary hearing. So we are in the process of that, collecting it as quickly as possible, making any necessary redactions, and moving it to the defense as quickly as possible. But complete discovery is not required before a preliminary hearing. We have to provide it as quickly as possible. We have that duty and we continue to do that. So we think we can schedule a preliminary hearing and work towards that. I'm aware of Ms. Nestor's schedule. I know she's going to be in trial, I think, in February and March. And I'm probably
Mrs. Tom, order placed. Miss Tom, can you hear me? I just placed the order.
I'll submit it.
Your Honor, can I just clarify one thing? I mean, the county attorney has made a decision, very public decision, to announce their intent to seek death the day that there was an arrest, which means that that obligation to provide us with the probable cause for everything they relied upon to charge applies now to their intent to seek death. And we're nowhere near getting that material. So
No, because we all know that he didn't do
normally
it.
that decision is not made until 30 days after a preliminary hearing. They made it in advance, and now they've got an obligation to tell me their aggravation and what they've relied on to make this a death penalty case. And we have not received that. So I'm waiting, but I'm just laying that out there for now.
Thank you. I appreciate the arguments from all sides. I do not find there is any prejudice in setting a date for a preliminary hearing. It is not set in stone, and it certainly can be moved. I recognize that the parties have a lot of obligations, but I also recognize the importance of this case moving forward, and if nothing more than this is a goal for the preliminary hearing. If it needs to be changed, the court understands that. That is what happens a lot in the criminal calendars and criminal dockets. What is a date that we may have available for a 3-day setting for a preliminary hearing? All right, let's take a look. So, counsel, well, what dates in June?
Thank you, Mrs. Tom, for the floating hearts. Mama Bear was on her way out.
All right.
I put her back.
Counsel, I'll turn to you. Again, this is a goal. This is not a date that if we can't meet, there's any prejudice that will be attached to a party. In regards to May 18th, how does that tentatively look for counsel?
May or June?
May 18th is the first date, I believe.
Oh.
So 18th, 19th, and 21st, just to give you the full range.
The state can make those days work, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have availability the May 18th with the understanding and the appreciation that if it's not feasible for us to get done when we need to get done prior to that, we would ask to push it back. But we don't have conflicts at this time.
All right, thank you. So May 18th, May 19th, and May 21st. And it will be in person. And do we anticipate, if that date moves forward, Mr. Robinson being...
I know you, bossy.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. I just
You
want to
aight.
put it on the record as well. All right, I don't want to be presumptive, but is there anything else? All right. Counsel, thank you again for your hard work today. And I wish you all, Mr. Robinson, a good afternoon. Court is in recess.
Hold on. Hold on. What else we got? Hold on, y'all. Get the I need to double check. I need to double check some. Yeah, that y'all do know that he ain't the shooter, right? And I don't know about that judge. He's so, I guess that's even toned it in real kind of gentle and very respectful. You know, he is very something. I don't quite know what he is just yet, but he is that. Hold on, y'all. I need to support Max even in my absence. Baby, that girl right there. That girl right there. That girl right there. She is a piece of work, baby. When I tell you she's a piece of work, she is a piece of work. You understand me? I gotta support her.
It's like they get rid of it by the oh. This is the shit I be talking about.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. What time is that other live? Hold on. I'm just making sure I am on point and on target. Y'all get the likes up. Yeah, I don't care nothing about y'all leaving. Y'all ain't figured that shit out yet. Care nothing about none of that. We letting y'all in our palace. Why I need to update. I'll go into the other room. But anyway, let's go here. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I got the times and stuff set right. Skip, what is this? Oh, no, I can't play that one just yet. I should be trying to play that, but I ain't gonna play that yet. Hold on. We heard that one. What is this one? Hold on, y'all. I wish I would have sleepwalking into war. We ain't sleepwalking into war. He trying to take us into that mess. He got a whole different agenda playing while we over here playing, while they over there playing dumb. They need to hurry up. They're not moving fast enough. Let's go here.
These people are being guided by a theology, and it is, of course, satanic. They have tremendous amount of power. They've always had power. They believe in the doctrine of evil. That, to me, seems to be the guiding philosophy of people in Israel. This idea that you can commit acts of evil to get ahead in society is when I see what's happening in Gaza. I definitely don't believe you about anything in terms of World War I, World War II, what these people are being guided by a theology, and it is, of course, satanic. They have tremendous amount of power. They've always had power. They believe in the doctrine of evil. That, to me, seems to be the guiding philosophy of people in Israel. This idea that you can commit acts of evil to get ahead in society is when I see what's happening in Gaza. I definitely don't believe you about anything in terms of World War I, World War II, what happened in Syria yesterday, because if you can't even tell the basic truth about what we are observing with our own eyes today, about what's happening in Gaza, why should I believe you about anything else?
I thought he was going to say, this little light of mine.
The entire Salah for the next 50 years.
Just cost £10. Imagine on the day of judgment.
You see hundreds of people who you don't recognize.
The people there are suffering. Oh, is this the one we watched already? This little light of mine, you know, I'm gonna let it shine.
So already this discussion had a very interesting dynamic. Additionally, Candace threw in the curveball of going on a deep dive into how historically radical sex
everywhere I
on
go.
here. Let's watch the first clip.
There has been these dark, demonic, satanic cults. These people are being guided by a theology. Sabbatianism and Frankism. Sigmund Freud, factually, okay?
Yeah, I think we watched this one.
The Jewish, Ashkenazi Jewish director of the Sigmund Freud archives, who was working under Anna Freud, decided, I'm going to actually learn German so I can read all of his notes that have not been published to the public. This guy's name is Jeffrey Masson, very brave man. He's now like 84. So he reads Sigmund Freud's notes and he goes, wait a second. Sigmund Freud famously came up with this theory that children were attracted to their parents and that they were having these dreams and these things that were happening to them. And then he says, no, he actually knew that these children were being raped. He knew. And he knew some of them were being raped to death. He had gone down, he had seen the evidence at the morgue. And so he goes, oh, this is crazy. He runs to Anna and he says, hey, your dad, we've made this big error. Your dad actually was gaslighting these kids and gaslighting these people who were being raped, incestuously raped. He gets kicked out and he publishes the book anyways with the proof that Sigmund Freud knew this. And Anna Freud did not stop him from publishing the book, which is very interesting. She had the power to, and they were pressuring her to stop the publication of the book, but she let it fly. The second book that people should read is Sigmund Freud and the Jewish Mystical Tradition. Sigmund Freud came from a Sabbatian family. This is Jewish mysticism. It actually has nothing to do with the Torah. It has absolutely nothing to do with the old law. In fact, they said the old law was fulfilled, and they believed
hold
that
on.
this
I'm
man,
trying to get to where I need to be. Hold on.
was their Messiah. They've virtually wiped this man from history, even though half of the world Jewry followed him, believed he was the Messiah. He was a homosexual psychopath who believed in practicing incest as a sacrament. This is how they were going to move forward in the world. They worshipped the Kabbalah. Their high book is the Zohar. And they believe that you rape your kids when they're 7, but you don't tell them why they're raped until they're 35.
Wow.
And Sigmund Freud discovered that the reason that they do this is Sigmund Freud's work, is because it conditions the child to grow up to be a psychopath because of what they have to go through trying to understand why their
we
parents
missed
did
this part of it.
Psychopath who believed in practicing incest as a sacrament. This is how they were going to move forward in the world. They worshipped the Kabbalah. Their high book is the Zohar. And they believe that you rape your kid. This is how they were going to move forward in the world. They worshipped the...
Hold up. Now, who are you? Why are you sitting here in front of our Candace, our Candace, with your shirt all open? You in her home. Yeah, you in her house with your shirt all open. What the fuck is going on? AunTeaFee, how you know it's her house? He in her house. Now this has been since she had that threat. Did you sage him? Did you? Why? That's her. That go her little thing, y'all. That's her mic. That's the hot mic. Yeah, that's her house. What the fuck you doing up in our house with your shirt all open? What the hell is going on? George? George, where you at? What type of frackanacka bull? I mean, and he cute. Now, he cute. Now, you know, he cute. But why your shirt all open? What's really going on? But let's listen. But I got my good eye and ear on you, sir. Russell.
The Kabbalah, their high book is the Zohar. And they believe that you rape your kids when they're 7, but you don't tell them why they're raped until they're 35. And Sigmund Freud discovered that the reason that they do this is Sigmund Freud's work, is because it conditions the child.
Oh, I went back too far.
These people are being guided by a theology. Sabbatianism and Frank.
There go that cross that Miss Tom be scared of. You recognize that cross, Miss Tom? Yeah. And I had to remind you the other day, that's at Candace's house. You remember? You was like, oh, because you kept saying, is this just me? Is this anybody else see? That look like a cross. That's freaking me out. Y'all look at him. I don't like that, y'all. Legs all gapped open and shit. What are you doing? And your shirt is open. I don't know if I like that. I am not appreciating this right up in here. I'm just not appreciating none of this. I mean, I'm just not. Miss Tom said, you silly rabbit. But y'all listen, for real though, I'm just saying, I'm just not digging that. Okay, so I'm gonna put a background back up, Miss Tom, so you may see a glare and a stir in the background, okay? Let me do this one with the attitude. Okay, there you go. Where is that? Yeah.
Is Sigmund Freud factually, okay? There's no disputing this because the Ashkenazi Jewish director of the Sigmund Freud archives, who was working under Anna.
Filtering out bad terminology.
Oh no, I went back way too far.
German, so I can read all of his notes that have not been published to the public. This guy, the Ashkenazi Jewish director of the Sigmund Freud archives, who was working under Anna Freud, decided, I'm going to actually learn German so I can read all of his notes that have not been published to the public. This guy's name is Jeffrey Masson, very brave man. He's now like 84.
What was that,
so
that time you said it looked like your eye is coming out her forehead? Something you said.
And he goes, wait a second. Sigmund Freud famously came up with this theory that children were attracted to their parents and that they were having these dreams and these things that were happening to them. And then he says, no, he actually knew that these children were being raped. He knew. And he knew some of them were being raped to death. He had gone down. He had seen the evidence at the morgue. To death? And so he goes, oh, this is crazy. He runs to Anna and he says, hey, your dad.
Did she say to death?
Your dad actually was gaslighting these kids. And he knew some of them were being raped to death. He had gone down. He had seen the evidence at the morgue. And so he goes, oh, this is crazy. He runs to Anna.
Good night, Frank.
And he says, hey, your dad, we've made this big error. Your dad actually was gaslighting these kids and gaslighting these people who were being raped, incestuously raped. He gets kicked out and he publishes the book anyways with the proof that Sigmund Freud knew this. And Anna Freud did not stop him from publishing the book, which is very interesting. She had the power to, and they were pressuring her to stop the publication of the book, but she let it fly. The second book that people should read is Sigmund Freud and the Jewish Mystical Tradition. Sigmund Freud came from a Sabbatian family. This is Jewish mysticism. It actually has nothing to do with the Torah. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Old Law. In fact, they said the Old Law was fulfilled, and they believed that this man Sabbatai Zevi was their Messiah. They've virtually wiped this man from history, even though half of the world Jewry followed him, believed he was the Messiah. He was a homosexual psychopath who believed in practicing incest as a sacrament. This is how they were going to move forward in the world. They worshipped the Kabbalah. Their high book is the Zohar. And they believe that you rape your kids when they're 7, but you don't tell them why they're raped until they're 35. And Sigmund Freud discovered that the reason that they do this is Sigmund Freud's work, is because it conditions the child to grow up to be a psychopath because of what they have to go through trying to understand why their parents did this. This is all real. All of these authors are Jewish. They support the Jewish movement. The second author, David Bakan, I think actually regrets writing his book because he thought it was going to be this like expose of why the Jews in Europe should be sympathized for. And then people went, wait, what's going on here? There's all this incestuous rape happening, and I encourage Jewish people to read this book as well. I don't think they know their own history because at this time there was a great schism. There were actual Jews who were following the Torah to the letter of the law, who were getting kicked out of countries because of these Sabbatian Frankists who were actually raping kids. So their instinct is to go, why am I being kicked out of a country? What did I do, right? I have nothing to do with this. These are anti-Semitic tropes. And yet these people were funded by the richest people in the world. Jacob Frank was given a castle in Germany. He was made a baron. By the way, part of what they believe in is apostasy. They mass convert into other faiths, right? And they did. The Frankists mass converted to save themselves from the Jews, the actual Torah Jews who kicked them out, into the Catholic faith, right? This could be where all of the scandals in the Catholic faith came from.
Candace referred to Sabbatianism and Frankism, which are both based on Jewish mysticism, as demonic cults. She also claimed that Jewish psychologist Sigmund Freud followed such ideologies, which led to him promoting incestuous child abuse in his work. Now, these are very bold claims, to say the least, and I'll be honest, I had no idea about this stuff before hearing her speak about it. Putting this down to wild conspiracy theories right off the cuff is completely plausible.
It ain't no
However,
God.
Candace brought receipts for her claims and listed off numerous reputable Jewish authors who were calling Freud out for this. Candace claimed the founder of Sabbatianism, Sabbatai Zevi, promoted homosexuality, incest and child abuse, had psychopathic tendencies, and framed himself as the Jewish Messiah during the 1600s. She also claimed that he was astonishingly followed by 50% of the Jewish global population. Additionally, she claimed that the founder of Frankism, Jacob Frank, who came 50 years after Zevi, was inspired by him and followed in Zevi's footsteps through mimicking his disgusting behavior and also calling himself the Jewish Messiah. I did some digging for myself and discovered that Frank actually claimed to be the reincarnation of Zevi. And if that wasn't scary enough, Candace also claimed he was being funded by European elites to further his agenda. I understand that this is crazy stuff, but stick with me until I give you the full context and how it relates to our modern era. Candace stated that the behavior of these deviant sects tarnished the name of all Torah Jews in Europe who were against what they were doing, which I was relieved to hear. She also stated that stage apostasy was one of their strategies to spread their deranged ideology by mass converting into other faiths, with Jacob Frank infiltrating the Catholic Church, which Candace equated to explaining the high level of abuse scandals in that establishment throughout the decades. Again, through my own research, I discovered Zevi was actually a rabbi whose extremism got so out.
Y'all, please double tap the face of your phone that you're listening in on. Just double tap it. Just touch your phone twice. It's not going to charge you anything. It's free to double tap. Just like that. I hit the 3 dots at the top right. Oh. Are y'all ready to hit the like button? Are y'all ready to double tap the face on your phone device? Or hit those 3 dots at the top or leave? Yeah, I know how to make you leave. Yeah.
Of hand that he was arrested by the Muslim authorities that ruled the Ottoman Empire at the time. His sentence was either execution or conversion to Islam to save his soul. So Zevi also staged his apostasy from Judaism to Islam, just like Frank did from Judaism to Christianity. And to this day, these Muslim Jews are known as crypto-Jews, crypto meaning hidden in Greek, with many of them rumoured to be members of affluent Arab royal families. Let's watch the next clip where Candace relates this to Israel.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a...
There was a lie, and this is really important to share, that when you start talking about Sabbatianism and Frankism, that this was an old fringe movement. This is absolutely untrue. You can read Israeli historian Gershom Scholem's work. Not only is it not true, the very first Jewish Supreme Court justice in America was a Frankist. He kept a picture of Eva Frank on his Supreme Court desk. That's Louis Brandeis, okay? It's right in your face what's going on, okay? They have tremendous amount of power. They've always had power. And it is because what they believe in is evil is okay. They believe in the doctrine of evil, that you must lower yourselves and commit the most depraved acts of evil to prove that evil doesn't actually exist.
Of the South.
And then you can ascend in society. That to me seems to be the guiding philosophy of people in Israel, I would say. Like this idea that this is a Sabbatian concept, that you can commit acts of evil to get ahead in society is when I see what's happening in Gaza. I'm like, how can you as a human be okay? I don't care about your religion, I don't care about your philosophy. It's like, how do you look at this and not understand this is evil? Well, you can speak to Christian Zionists, I think, in America. They are trickling into the Sabbatian concept of, well, there's a bigger goodness that's going to happen if we allow this evil to take place. You need to understand where this ideology stems from. Their rituals consisted, and Jacob Frank did this, of violating sexual order, fathers sleeping with daughters, ecstasy. They believe in reincarnation. So every
That's
century,
Trump
there's
fooling with his daughter.
It was Sabbatian in the 1700s. It was Jacob Frank who said, I'm the reincarnated him in the 1800s. It's Aleister Crowley. It just keeps coming back. And it's the same exact thing. And it is, of course, satanic. They want to violate natural order. Natural order is God. Where it gets scary is that you have people who are well-meaning Jews who don't know that this is where it comes from. So even the Star of David, that was never a symbol for Judaism until Sabbatian Zibai, 1666, right? This is when he declared himself the Messiah. And that symbol is actually from Solomon. They believe that it has mystic powers. And prior to that, it was the Kiddush cup that represented Judaism. So if you go on Wikipedia, it'll tell you that. It's Kabbalistic. So they're wearing the Star of David. The Jews that I went to school with, they don't know where that comes from, and they're being told, you wear this because the Holocaust happened, and you should love this symbol. It's a symbol of who you are. And I am challenging them to learn more. We're talking about, 1895? And none of us knew this. We're not learning this in school at all. And that's what was going on in Europe. There was this war to break up the Christian empire because they hate Christians. Sigmund Freud says it explicitly. When the Catholic Church finds out what we're doing is problematic, so we need to not present it as a religion. And it's so important, I think, for people to go back and learn about what happened at the turn of the century and why they demand war. When people start to wake up and go, what's going on? Christians were suddenly writing to each other, and there's this guy who was publishing, we need to talk about this. It was called the Talmud Jew. It was after another Christian got killed, and they said it was ritualistic. And by the way, the Frankists admitted that there was ritualistic killings of kids. When the schism happened, and they were like, yes, we're killing Christian kids, and they admitted this, and, Catholic Church protect us and baptize us all and give us noble titles, and we'll tell you about all the Christian kids that we killed. And that's what happened. They turned Jacob Frank into a noble.
Candace debunked the claims that Sabbatianism and Frankism were fringe movements from the olden days by not only quoting an Israeli historian who says otherwise. She also gave high-ranking US judges as examples of Frankists and claimed that the followers of mystic Judaism are elites that have had a tremendous amount of power that operate behind the scenes and dictate how the world is basically run. Candace claimed they believe in carrying out extreme acts of evil in order to get ahead. She also drew parallels with this agenda to Israeli culture, going as far as saying it seems to be the guiding philosophy for the people in Israel. What Candace is basically saying is Israel seems to be the epicenter of where these ideologies are acted out, with Zionism being a direct manifestation of Sabbatianism and Frankism in the modern era. Candace gave the recent Gaza genocide as a prime example of the sheer evil that most Israelis take glee in inflicting. And it's not just on a government level. Most of the Israeli public are forced to draft into the IDF to take part in the killing and oppression of Palestinian people, half of whom are children. And if we just look at the war crimes carried out by the Israeli regime over the last 8 decades, along with child trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's links to Israel's Mossad, this mirrors the demonic occult practices we discussed earlier in the video. Candace also claimed that Christian Zionists are being recruited into following the practices of these deviant Jewish sects, with blackmail or bribery being used to secure their loyalty. I agree with Candace that such practices are satanic and go against the natural order of God. And like she said, this does not apply to every Jewish person, as there are plenty of religious and non-religious Jewish people who are totally opposed to Israel. In fact, they're some of the loudest and most brilliant voices calling for justice for Palestine. Candace made the claim that the Star of David was also linked to radical Jewish mysticism, with ZY coming up with the symbol as a representation of his dark ideology. She also claimed that Christians in Europe were on the receiving end of massive massive amounts of violence from these groups, who harboured deep prejudice and hatred against Christianity. And like she said, the majority of people, including everyday Jews, are totally unaware of this, myself included until I watched this video. Let's watch the last clip.
The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith Qudsi, Allah will say on the day of resurrection, O son of Adam, I asked you for drink, but you did not provide for me. And he will say, my Lord, how can I give you drink when you are the Lord of the world? Allah will reply, my servant asked you for a drink, but you did not provide it for him. And had you given it to him, you would have found me with him. Right now in Gaza, millions of people are suffering just because they don't have water. I don't need to tell you the realities. You know that they are walking for miles just to fetch water. Alhamdulillah, humanity is answering their call. And you can answer the call too. Allah bless humanity and the team and allow them to be a means to take away the thirst for this ummah. Give your zakah and sadaqah to bring water to those who need it with humanity today.
What do salespeople hate more than anything in the world?
CRMs. Yep. Well, Monday CRM, it's the opposite. It's just different. The AI features completely upgraded our workflow, and we realized our legacy CRM was holding us back.
Wait, you actually switched CRMs?
Oh, one of the best decisions we ever made. With Monday CRM, we can customize our workflows, automations, reports, no admin approval needed. Saves us a ton of time and helps us move deals faster than ever.
But what about the boring day-to-day stuff, right? Like follow-ups, chasing info, copying notes.
You're doing all that manually?
Well, yeah, that's what everyone does.
Well, AI is integrated into Monday CRM, so you don't need to do all that manual work. It writes emails, summarizes meetings, suggests next steps. It even flags deal risk.
Deal
hold on,
sensitive.
I'm sorry.
Like it knows how the deal feels.
Yeah, it's like basically a vibe. I was just researching how all of these psychologists,
people, including everyday Jews, are totally unaware of this, myself included until I watched this video. Let's watch the last clip.
I was just researching how all of these psychologists kind of were raping kids. It's kind of weird. Sigmund Freud's best friend, Wilhelm Fliess, who he had a homosexual relationship with because they're also all homosexual, he was his mentor, and Fliess, his son, Robert Fliess, how do we know? Robert Fliess said it. He's like, yeah, my dad did this. It's crucial to know that Sigmund Freud was a fraud. Sigmund Freud is really what he should be known as. Because once you realize that, you then go, okay, but Sigmund Freud is the Bernays family, right? Because they keep marrying into each other. Edward Bernays is, so that's psychology, that's propaganda. But did that keep up in their family? Well, Clement Freud, Sir Clement Freud, was his grandson. He raped kids, he was knighted. And the biggest PR person is Matthew Freud, right? That's the royals PR person in the UK. He's very powerful. They're also married into Rupert Murdoch's family. The Freuds and the Murdochs are married into each other. So you are actually looking into power.
Yeah.
And that has not dissipated. So there's another book that you should read that's called Hollywood Babylon. It's a very good book by Kenneth Anger. And he talks about all of these scandals. They took the pedophiles from Vienna. This was a major crisis that was happening, and they came over and established Hollywood. That's just a fact, okay? Sigmund Freud wrote this explicitly. This is our religion. When people learn that it's our religion, it's problematic. So we need to practice dissimulation in writing. We need to be not honest about what we're doing, because every time people find out what we're doing, like, suddenly we're being kicked out of countries. So Sigmund Freud set about introducing their theology in a cultural way, okay? This is the beginning of Hollywood. We are going, if you're following Hollywood, you are asleep and you have already been indoctrinated into a Sabbatian Frankist cult. The evidence for that is right there in books. And then all of these cultural movements were born, and this is like, this is going to be cool and fashion and vogue and young people, and we're going to be super skinny, and we're going to make people care about products and designers and labels. It was that easy for them to just wipe history. And nobody knows this, right? Not only to wipe history, but then to assert that Sigmund Freud was a hero. Then you can understand what's happening today. They can't even tell us the truth about what happened 5 minutes. What happened was all of these revolutions were not natural. They were planned all across Europe. The failed revolutions of, I would say, 1880, 1845, and then they all came to America, right? These people who were, nobody knows this, right? Not only to wipe history, but then to assert that Sigmund Freud was a hero. Then you can understand what's happening today. They can't even tell us the truth about what happened 5 minutes ago. Do you think they're telling us truth about the reasons for war? No, it was, what happened was all of these revolutions were not natural. They were planned all across Europe. The failed revolutions of, I would say, what was it, 1880, 1845, and then they all came to America, right? These people who assassinated the Tsar in 1880 then came to America, and they were like, pogroms. You mean like you killed the Tsar and people don't want you living with them? Like, I mean, I think that's pretty, you assassinated a Christian king. They are obsessed with publications. They are obsessed with publishing because they can rewrite history. That is why you cannot trust the mainstream media, because that is one of...
Rewriting history. Right there. Rewriting history. Rewriting history. Yeah.
Obsessed with publishing because they can rewrite history. That is why you cannot trust the mainstream media, because that is one of their tools, is we're going to... I mean, I think that's pretty, you assassinated a Christian king. They are obsessed with publications. They are obsessed with publishing because they can rewrite history. That is why you cannot trust the mainstream media, because that is one of their tools, is we're going to rewrite history. Not even history. They're rewriting present. They are rewriting present. I say something and they completely lie about what I've said. And they're like, Candace said this. And I'm like, okay, well, I definitely don't believe you about anything in terms of World War I, World War II, what happened in Syria yesterday, what's happening in Syria tomorrow. Because if you can't even tell the basic truth about what we are observing with our own eyes today, about what's happening in Gaza, why should I believe you about anything else? I have always felt that truth carries a more powerful frequency. That's why they require our silence. And the lie has to be repeated over and over and over again because it's a weaker frequency. Like they keep saying, Candace is an anti-Semite, because then when someone comes in with the truth, they just have to say that once, and people go, that sounds right. It hits differently when someone's telling you the truth.
Candace circled back to Freud, who most people think is just a psychologist, and exposed him as being a divisive political figure that was able to shape...
Okay, y'all, this is my food. I gotta go. Okay, I'll be back, y'all. Let me eat. I'll be back in 9. Bye.